How's it going, everybody? This is Novakast back with another video slash review slash, quick review. But anyway, with this particular video, I wanted to talk about a classic. A classic that more likely less and less people are going to watch due to how old it is. But at the same time, I think it's a movie that, or at least one of those films that honestly should be watched at least once in your life. And that being Jim Henson's The Labyrinth. Now, this movie was released closely around 1986. And it was directed by Jim Henson, written by Dennis Lee, Jim Henson, Terry Jones, starring David Bowie, Jennifer Connelly, and Toby Froud. Now, the basic premise of this particular film is you have a girl who, out of frustration, makes a wish to this Goblin King to take her baby brother, and realizing the error of her ways, proceeds to basically fight life and death in the Goblin King's labyrinth in order to rescue her brother and stop the Goblin King. Now, with this, being something involving with Jim Henson, there's a lot of puppetry, and honestly, the puppets themselves are really cool. And I think that's like one of the biggest appeals, especially when it comes down to films such as this, especially involving Jim Henson, is the puppets. The story itself is really intriguing, as well as the adventure that our main character, who is called Sarah, how that character ends up having to go through all of this stuff in order to basically try to save her baby brother. We also have, again, David Bowie, who plays as the Goblin King, which honestly, I'm going to say there's when he's on the screen, he basically envelops himself in that sort of role, which I thought was pretty cool. There's one line in particular that is really weird, and that's more so where he's interacting with Hoggle. I ask you guys to check it out. It's a really weird line. But David Bowie as Jareth, or the Goblin King, was a lot of fun to watch. He really was. And some of the music involved with him too is really great. Though I will say that there are these, it gives you this weird vibe, especially involving the interactions between David Bowie's character, the Goblin King, and Sarah. I don't know, especially with one in particular scene where I guess the Sarah character is kind of put on a spell, spoilers, and there's this weird, I want to say incestuous scene between her and the Goblin King. It's really weird, but all in all, the story itself is interesting and intriguing. And above all, I don't think I have much negative to say, or at least involving, some of the weird scenes. There is another one in particular that I kind of felt like didn't fit. And it was one of those scenes that kind of I think if it was taken out, it probably wouldn't have impacted the movie that much. And that being the scene with the fire gang. For those who have not watched it, go check it out. You guys will know what I'm talking about after you watch the film. For those who do or have seen the film, you guys know what I'm talking about. That particular scene, I feel like, could have been cut out. But above all, really interesting film, especially with, again, this was the 1980s. So all in all, really good. I enjoy the characters, enjoy the story, I enjoy the puppetry. There were a few things that could have been cut out, or at least some things that were kind of weird for my taste, but all in all, it was still good. So, with that, again, excellent film. If I have to give it a rating, it would be about 8 out of 10. So, all in all, great film. Really enjoyed it. And for those who have not checked it out, I ask you guys to go check it out yourselves. Really fun movie. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
We will feel it.